What's up, guys? I'm a little... I sound like I'm drowsy. Like I'm all chi about it. Like I just finished meditating, but I didn't meditate or anything. I'm just fucking waking up from a nap that I got caught doing because I was trying to put my daughter to sleep, which is a really difficult task to do when you're trying to get her to relax from crying so much and do a little reverse psychology and pretend to sleep. And then what causes that to happen is that you actually fall asleep, especially when your body wants to sleep. So it sucks, but whatever. It worked out and she's still sleeping, and it's only for the sake of her, because she needs a nap. So you know how it is for you parents out there that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I guess I needed a nap, but I didn't want to nap this late, which is 10:30 right now? 10:33. I only have 30 minutes to record, well, just about. So I'm gonna try to get right to it. What the fuck I'm talking about? Again, it doesn't look like I'm fucking even ready to do this, but I don't want to make any excuses, so pardon the sleepiness. I need to wake myself up so that I don't bore you with my sleepiness, right? It's hard to do that when you're fucking sleepy, so. Oh, God. I don't know if there's a thing to that where someone sounds sleepy and it makes the video or the sound more boring. I heard that from it does make sense in a way that low energy does sound like sluggish. Because I'm sluggish, someone would be like, what the fuck? I don't want to listen to this guy. You're a boring fuck. And the way I'm sitting right now is like weird, awkward, not comfortable, and I don't know what to do. Because I'm trying to sit upright, because that helps me feel more alive, so to speak. Okay, let's see if that works, because I was sitting back, if that makes any sense. I'm squeezing into my chair because I'm trying to provide a better background for the video and more focused on with what's on the video. Anyway, I'm talking way too much about this shit. I could even delete this if I want to. Or I could just show you how fucking stupid I am. Anyway, so for today's topic, I wanted to focus on talking to my 17-year-old self, apparently. I thought of this the other day when I saw a meme. For those of you with video, you can see this, if you can see this meme. I don't know if I can show this. Anyway, it's a dude on the left side named Joe. I can't see it. I can't even fucking see it. Anyway, you see it. I'm going to show the video for a little bit, and then I'm going to take it away. You can pause that if you want, or go back. So there's a dude named Jim on the left side with a sweater or a shirt, a long sleeve shirt that says college on it, and he's drinking whatever the fuck he's drinking. He could just be drinking Coke and not whiskey, but I'm assuming that it's supposed to be a drink, an alcoholic beverage from the bottle, by the way. And it says on the bottom here, bachelor's degree is bachelor. Jesus Christ, I'm sluggish as fuck right now. Too relax. I'm trying to wake myself up. Bachelor's degree in philosophy. 100K student debt. Can't find a philosopher job. Believes people without college degrees are stupid. Okay. And then you got Joe Schmo. He's the average Joe. He's wearing a red shirt. For those of you listening, he has a top, a hard hat on. It looks like he's wearing a lanyard, and he's working on the electric pole, those electric poles and shit, whatever the fuck they're called. That's what I know him as. Anyway, it says under Joe, He has a 4-year paid apprentice. I can't even say the word. 4-year paid apprenticeship. Jesus fucking Christ. No student debt. Earns $80K annually. Disconnected Jim's electricity for non-payment. And it's a funny little meme. It's a little fun meme. Poking fun at Jim, since Jim, he has this, I'm a philosopher degree. Who the fuck gets a philosopher's degree? Stop it. Don't do it. Don't get anything that's not going to land you a job that you're not going to love. Don't even go to college if you don't know for sure what you want to do with your college degree. That's probably the worst advice I can give you, honestly. Because you can get a college degree. You can learn some shit. Get a bachelor's degree. Just make sure you get it in something that's around the field that you're most interested in, of course. Whether it's health, whether it's in psychology, or I don't know if it's human resources. I don't fucking know. But like, I'm into philosophy and psychology and our well-being. So that would be under human resources, I think. I don't know what the main option is for that. So whatever that is, that's what I would go for. The way we think, why we feel, and all that. That's where I'm at. I'm in that department. So I will go, instead of me getting a degree in that, I could just do what I'm doing now. So that's just me. But if I was so, what is the word? If I really wanted to get a degree, okay, get a bachelor's degree. That'll give you experience, 4 years experience of additional schooling, pretty much. Hard work, the adversity of turning fucking homework in pretty much every day. Well, not every day, but every class. And being responsible. You learn a lot from college, of course. There are benefits to it. So this 17-year-old me, I would say, go ahead, go to college. Why not? I mean, what's the worst? There's not. I can tell you right now from the future. Obviously, if I'm speaking to my 17-year-old self, I wouldn't even say. I would tell myself, stop listening to this right now. Don't listen to me. Because first of all, I would want to be where I am today, right? Because if I changed anything, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have Arya, my daughter. I wouldn't have my kids, for my wife. Andrew and Jazz. I wouldn't have my wife. I wouldn't have the life that I have now. I wouldn't have my mindset, probably. Where I am right now, who I am, what I identify as, whatever, all these things. This wouldn't be me if I listened to my 31-year-old self from the future telling me to do certain shit. Great win. It's kind of the irony of this, right? This whole thing. Speaking to my 17-year-old self is just telling myself, don't fucking listen to this. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just don't even listen to me. Why are you listening to this? Get off of it. And I wouldn't even, if this was a way to go back, if someone said, hey, you have a chance to record a podcast episode for your 17-year-old self, you go ahead and record it and say anything you want to say to that person. I'm like, all right. I'm not recording it because I'm going to fuck up my past. I'm going to fucking change everything, right? That's how it works. That's what we learn from different movies and shit. Back to, what do you call it? Wow. Back to the Future. I just lost it because I was like back to the 70s in my head. Okay. Back to the Future. 1, 2, and 3, 4. I forget how many were there. Jesus Christ, don't judge me. You can judge me. It's fine. And other movies that taught you, like Click, that was another one. Other movies that taught you about what happens when you try to change the past. Okay. This is an interesting thing. I mean, you can't fucking change the past anyway, right? That's the most logical thing ever. But I'm just saying, given the option that you were able to change the past, I just wanted to mention that, of course, because it's interesting how we look at the past and say, oh, I just wish I could have done that. I wish I could have done this. And I still do this sometimes. Oh, I wish I were, like, I wish I ran into jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai back when I was fucking 6. Shit, that would have been awesome. But guess what? I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be right here with these mats behind me and the way I look and all this shit. I wouldn't have long hair. I wouldn't have this goatee. I mean, this goatee. I don't have a goatee. I wouldn't have my wannabe beard. I probably wouldn't even be here at all at 31. Who knows? I probably would have been dead because I made a different choice, right? So I always think about that shit where our lives are based on our choices. This is our book that we're writing, all right? Based on my philosophy that we are our own scientific experiment. There's no going back. You've already done fucked up millions of times. You've already done succeeded a dozen times or whatever, how many times, with other people, with yourself and all that. So life goes on. So learn from the past. You can't dwell on it. Move the fuck on. Move forward, bitch. That's what I'm saying. All right? All right. So anyway, that was a nice little rant there. So again, talking to my 17-year-old self, I would tell myself not to listen to this message pretty much. And then then I will stop it. I will stop recording because I know if I kept recording and said, oh, stop listening to this, and then do it anyway, I know for a fact I'm going to be curious and I'm going to listen to it and ruin my fucking life pretty much. Listening to this shit. Listening to myself. Which is interesting to me to say because I'm talking to people about, listen to this. You're listening and watching. You're listening and watching this. And this has an effect on your future, so to speak. Is that now, because I'm speaking to you all these things, you're going to take this logic with you, whatever you take from it, and it's going to change your fucking path. It is. That's what it does. That's what other people's logic and wisdom and philosophy and all that, that's what they do. They say things, you understand it how you understand it. Boom, now you act on it, and there's your life. It changes because you're listening to other people. And it's not to say not to listen to other people. It's just I'm saying it's to be aware of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a weird world that we live in, that we're all connected somehow, that type of shit, that woo-woo shit. There's a legit thing that we're all connected in some fucking way, because there has to be a reason why I'm having all these crazy ideas that come out of nowhere. There has to be a reason why all these people I listen to on podcasts, I am where I am today. I'm a much more wiser person than I was last year. And it's all because of listening to podcasts and audiobooks, and only like one, maybe two audiobooks that helped me see things with perspective, and it changed my fucking life pretty much. And here I am living my life differently than what I could have lived it if I hadn't decided to do all this listening and critical thinking and all this shit. Just some food for thought. Getting back to this meme here. Bachelor's degree in philosophy. Don't get a bachelor's degree in philosophy, please. I mean, do what the fuck you want, but I'm just saying, it's just a bachelor's degree in philosophy to me is like getting a bachelor's degree in arts, any kind of creative and performing art. You don't need a bachelor's degree in these fields to land a job. Okay? If you want to do something creative and performing arty, go do it. Go fucking experience it. Go learn from it, because you're going to experience way more learning with the shitty experiences and the good, of course, than you are going to 4 years. Then you're going to go through 4 years of college. Who knows? I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe going to college could be the thing for you. Then you run into people and network, and then you may run into a bunch of people that help you get to where you want to go. Who knows? But I just don't think, let's see here, $100K in student debt is worth that shit. I don't think so. I think going out there like the way I did it, going out to New York and not traveling, but like just going to auditions and seeing how it is, see how the environment is in that world, where if you want to be an actor, you go ahead and meet the other actors, go ahead and compete against the other actors or yourself or whatever. The way, my philosophy is compete against yourself, not my philosophy, but I like the philosophy of competing against yourself, not others, because when you focus on yourself, you focus on you, and then it's easier because you're with you all the time. You don't have to rely on other people to compete against. other people competing against other people, and that's fine. But that's where your mind takes a little trip that fucks you up. Okay, moving on. So you can't find a philosopher job. I don't know. I don't even know what philosopher job is. Like, who you would most likely teach philosophy than have a philosopher job. I don't think they have any jobs for philosopher. I don't know. I did look this up before. I don't remember. I just don't remember finding any kind of results. You become a counselor or some type of teacher regardless, or you end up becoming a psychiatrist or a therapist or some shit. But that's a different degree, right? Believes people without college degrees are stupid. This is obviously Jim. The meme is said that this is showing that this college student drinking the Coke here out of the the whiskey bottle, that he believes people without the college degrees are stupid. Which honestly, I think that's the thing with a lot of human beings. I'm not gonna name names, but you know, I've witnessed some people who have that logic in their mind that they think they're better than other people just because they have a college degree, which is funny to me. It's funny as shit because you think you're better at your 50K debt with your 60K, 70K job, right? That you don't like. Or maybe you do like it. Who knows? Maybe you convince yourself that you do like it, but inside you don't like it because you don't have the freedom that you want, the desire, because now you're stuck getting paid what you're getting paid to work in your field to deal with bullshit, and you're stuck because you don't know where else to go because you spent 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 years following your degree pursuit there to get a piece of paper that proves that you're qualified for your job title, right? I'm not dissing any students, by the way. I'm not dissing people who go to college. I went to college for 8 years. 8 years, an span of 8 years, not 8 years altogether. And I could have got my master's degree in something, but I was so out of loop with knowing what to do in college that I was all over the place. But I mainly went there just for acting, pretty much, and to get the experience of college. And then I realized I didn't like it, and I stepped the fuck out of there. So yeah, going by this little quick thing with college for anyone listening. College isn't for everybody. That's the first number one thing. If you had a problem, I'm not going to say this because it's not true, but I don't know. This is for me personally. Speaking for myself. Damn, I'm getting a runny nose. Throughout my whole life going to school, I knew it wasn't for me. I hated school. I mean, it was just not something I liked because dealing with other people. It was mainly other fucktards for real. But then again, it was also the what we were learning. I was just like, why am I learning this shit? I don't fucking care. There's just things I didn't care about. Why the fuck am I learning about history? It doesn't matter to me. Of course, now I know I appreciate history now differently than I did when I was 10 years old. But you get my point. I just grew up not liking school. And I got bullied. You know, I just... anxiety, everything. Like, I had childhood traumas that was going on. I had all this shit going on that I hated school. I did not want to go, but I had to because my mom forced me, of course. So there's that. So college was just me trying to impress my, at the time, girlfriend. That I was trying to impress her mom and people in my life. I was trying to impress my mom, my family. I was trying to impress people. I was doing it just for status, so that people could think that I'm cool just because I'm going to college, when really I didn't want to go. I fucking didn't want to go to college. I was like, what the fuck am I here for? Hence why I took fucking acting. Like, that. My major was communication arts, the theater option. Like, okay, communication arts, a bachelor's degree, going for that. To me, it was just like a mistake, but I was just doing it because I, again, was trying to impress people, which was a problem. So if you're going to college to impress people, stop. For real. Stop it. You don't need to impress anybody. Save your fucking money. Save your time. I have financial aid for the most part, but that's a long story. I went to impress people overall. And I'm glad I went to college. CCP most likely. It wasn't like a university. It was a community college. So I can't say I went to college, but I went to a community college, and it was fun. It was fun while it lasted, and it was great. Would I change it? Like I said, I wouldn't, because I can't. Where I am now is I'm happy where I am. But if I was speaking to someone who told me, "Hey, I'm being honest. Like, I'm only going to college to impress my family, or my girlfriend, or whatever, my boyfriend, or whatever it is," I would be like, "Look, let me be honest with you. I did the same shit. Basically, stop it. Okay? Think about what you're doing. All right? Take that. Get rid of that shit. If you're going to impress people, impress yourself. Okay? Do for you. If you want to go to college to improve, if you want to go to college and to impress yourself, do it. Go ahead. I mean, it's just you got to think about why you're doing things. What is your purpose behind the shit? Just to impress people? Like, no one really gives a fuck. They pretend they do. Oh my god, that's awesome. I remember when I got a dual mission. I got into the dual missions program at community college, going to Temple, after I realized that the communication arts degree wasn't the way. So I changed it to comp sci, or comp science. I mean computer science, because I wanted to be I want to be a coder. So I was like, all right, let me just do this then. Fuck it, take pre-calculus, all this shit, and this will impress all my friends. This will impress all the people when I show them on Facebook that I got accepted into the dual missions program, and my life is together again. This is when I was depressed, and that was just like, yeah, you get likes, you get all these people liking it. Cool, that's awesome, congratulations. But do people really give a fuck? They're gonna see it, like it, move the fuck on. They're not thinking about that shit throughout their day. They're not going back and like, yo, I can't believe Will actually fucking got he's got his shit together. That's awesome. That's great for him. Wow, that's crazy. They're not thinking about that. Maybe your mom or something. Maybe someone special is probably proud of you or something, right? But again, reality is all the people you're posting on Facebook or social media, they don't fucking care. They just temporarily care. That's all it is. It's a temporary. It's a band-aid, not a band-aid. It's a shot basically of careness. You take that shot or that drink. I hate when I drink on the microphone. By the way, I'm sorry. I have to do it away from it, because I hate when I listen to this and I hear myself gulp. Fucking stupid. You're taking a shot of dopamine, and all you're doing is trying to impress people, and you're fucking yourself over with that shit. So stop it. That sounded really gay. Stop it. I mean no offense for you people that are gay. I really meant no offense. I really didn't. No, for real. But that was gay of me, the way I did it. Okay. If you're offended because you don't understand the way I'm talking, it's because you didn't grow up in the hood, I guess. I don't know. Moving on. So my perspective with college is, go to college if you want to be a doctor, or you want to be something that it definitely requires a degree. The job that you want, that you want, because you kind of got you experienced it, and like, oh my god, this is a great fucking, or you saw it and you felt it inside of you, and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. You want to be a scientist or something. You want to be a biologist. You want to be any of those things that require a degree. Okay, you have every fucking right to go ahead, sir. I salute you. Go ahead, ma'am. I salute you for the struggle of your life that is going to be worth it for you. All right, even at debt, because you're going to be able to pay it off after you get your job, after 2 or 3 years of working as a what do you call that? I forget what it's called. I'm an idiot. Guys, the apprenticeship, basically, that's not the word I was looking for, but that's part of it. You get what I'm saying? It's not volunteer, but it's something like that. You get my point. God damn it. Moving on. So on the right side, you have Joe Small, the hard hat worker, where he's like, fuck it, I got this 4-year paid apprenticeship. I got no student debt. I'm earning $80K annually. He went to trade school pretty much. and I disconnected Jim's electricity for non-payment because he didn't pay his fucking debt. He didn't pay his bill for the student loan because he can't find a fucking philosophy job. Well, to Joe, I say, awesome, good for you, buddy. But are you happy with your life? Are you happy with your job that you're hanging from a tree? Not a tree, but an electric pole cutting off Jim's electric. Do you feel proud of yourself for that? Are you happy? Like, both sides. There's pros and cons to both sides. Basically, you gotta find what works for you. What do you want to do in your life that you value? Okay, me, I love this shit. This podcasting shit. It's me. I love it. I love being in front of the camera. I was just always scared to do it because of insecurities of people judging me and the way I talk, the way I look, all this shit. Because I tried to do it before, and I do love it, but I had to work on stuff so that I could stop thinking too much about what I'm doing. And also so I could work on my speech, because I a lot of those, and likes, I absolutely hated that I was doing that. And I still do it kind of, but not really. I'm getting better. There's one. So with Joe, again, it would be, are you happy with your job? Because if you're not, that earning 80K isn't worth it, is it? Is it? I mean, you're spending how many hours getting that 80K? How many hours are you working? It didn't put down how many hours he's working. He could be working 80 hours a week. I mean, that seems to be the thing. Or 50 hours maybe. Maybe let's get a little bit more realistic. But I see dudes working 80 hours a week, getting 80K annually, which is kind of interesting when you look at it. All right. So yeah, this is just based on his. I just want to talk about this meme because it was just interesting to me that for the Jim's a philosopher, and then Joe Schmo, he's making 80K, and he's like cutting off Jim's electric bill, and it's just a funny meme. And this is from Tom DeBlas. Tom DeBlas. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I just follow a lot of jiu-jitsu people, by the way, and I forget shit. But anyway, he says, I don't agree totally with this post, but I am posting because college isn't for everyone. And he went on to talk about other things. But my focus on this was the thought of, oh yeah, let me just talk to my 17-year-old self, just so that it translates to me talking to someone who's 17 years old, 16 years old, 15 years old, or even 21 years old, who's in college now, so that you can, maybe I can give you a perspective of what it's like to be a 31-year-old with a wife and 3 kids living in my house, I don't give a fuck to share my how much I'm making. People say not to share that, and I don't really care, but I make $30K a year. $30K. I work 50 hours a week. Do the math. And I live here in my house. I live in the hood, and I'm trying to get out of the hood. I am trying to get a better job. I am studying on the side so that I can do something else with my life other than what I'm doing, making 30K. I don't mind making 30K. I just know that if I want to get out of the hood, I need to make more money, and that's unfortunate. But I got to do what I got to do if I want to get out the hood. Because why do I want to get out the hood, people? You're tired of your car getting broken into, even though it might get broken into elsewhere, but most likely it'll be reduced at least. It's also not safe here. There's a lot of things that happen on this block that I do not like it. I could just move somewhere else, but ultimately I have a different goal. I'm trying to move closer to my kids, my 2 other kids, my wife's kids basically, because we want to spend more time with them because we don't get to see them as much, and they're being raised differently than Arya is being raised because she's with us all the time. It's personal business stuff, but I'm just sharing that to give perspective. It's 11 o'clock and I have to go soon to pick up my wife, but I got 15 more minutes to do what I gotta do. So yeah, for those of you college students who are in college and you are going to college for what? What are you going to college for? And for those of you that are going to trade school, what are you going to trade school for? You have to really think with purpose what you're trying to do here. If you're taking a risk because you don't know what the fuck you want to do, fucking just, all right, well, you figure it out later on. You figure out what you want to do. I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. I just knew when I was 16, then this goes all the way back to 8. When I was 8, I wanted to be a camera person. Whatever the fuck that was, I just wanted it because I love the camera. When I was 13, I wanted to be a filmmaker. That's when I knew about filmmaking and Steven Spielberg and what do you call it? David Finch. I think his name is David Finch. And so many other directors that I like aspired to be. I was like, I want to do that thing. And then I wanted to be a comedian. And then I wanted to be an actor. And then I wanted to be a filmmaker. Then I wanted to be a cinematographer. Then, you know, it just went down the line of like trying to figure out what I actually want to be. And it came down to me wanting to be a cinematographer slash filmmaker of sorts, which I enjoy doing almost everything as a filmmaker. And I wanted to be a person in front of the camera where I can do things like being funny. If I could be funny, that would be the thing that I would love to do because I like to make people laugh. It's one of my favorite things to do in life, and that's making people laugh. I like to entertain motherfuckers. It's just the process of doing different things that it takes work so that you can learn how to make people funny because it's subjective as fuck to make people funny, to make people laugh. I make myself laugh. And when I make myself laugh, I feel like, okay, that's worth it. I'm putting it out there, blah, blah, blah. Okay. With that being said, I am glad I went to college regardless. Again, besides the fact that because I'm here now, but because it was a learning experience. And I wouldn't have known what it was if I hadn't gone. If I hadn't gone, I would have been always thinking, damn, I wonder what college would have been like. It would have been stuck in my head. So I'm glad I went to go to experience what I experienced. And even though I put 8 to 9 years spreading it out, it was still worth it to me. So I would suggest anyone, if you're considering going to college, go ahead, experience what you experience. You're going to experience something out of it, for sure. You're going to learn a lot about yourself and about life and about other people and other shit. And for those of you that want to get a college degree in philosophy, think about that again. Consider your options. Go try to do something else, honestly. I'm just trying to be honest. Don't waste your money on a degree that you're not going to do anything with. But at the same time, you know, me going my route was still a good option because, again, it came with experience and shit. And here I am now with semi-college experience. The most I got from college, community college, was a couple class. Well, besides acting, exploring that world because I loved it. I got to act on stage and shit, and then like I actually landed a gig. A bunch of gigs, but I actually landed a theater job, which was like one of my favorite jobs that I landed because I was like, holy shit, I'm acting. Even though it wasn't that much acting because I didn't have many lines, but it was still cool to be on I got paid to act basically as a theater person, a theater actor. So anyway, I lost my train of thought because I went all over the place. You get my point, I hope. I would say, again, you're going to experience shit, so it's worth going for it if you want to learn about stuff besides the degree you're going for, of course. And it's also the safer option, right? It is the safer option if you want to do that so that you can have a secure job. But what is a secure job, right? What is life? We get to these questions. It's hard to say that I think that a 20-year-old should think really, really hard on their choice. Like I don't know if I should say that. I don't know if I agree with that, but I do however think that people need to figure out their purpose, what they want to do, what leads them into doing the shit that they want to do. Where are you leading towards? That your internal compass or whatever it is. I don't know if it's your emotional compass. I don't know whatever the fuck is inside you that is like that's that automatic thing that you're leading towards. Like me doing podcasting, do it. Do the thing that you feel that you really want to do, even if you're scared as fuck to do it. You should do it anyway, because that's what you want to do, right? Inside, something that you're gonna know. You're gonna know what's inside of you that you want to do it. But also be mindful that it's a little hard to explain this one because I still have much to learn about this. But the yearning octopus, it's called. I would look at this blog, this really helpful blog that I ran into. It's called The Yearning Octopus. Let me see if I can find it right here while I'm doing this. It's a really, really helpful blog about finding a career, how to pick a career that actually fits you. This is from waitbutwhy.com. And this dude, I fucking appreciate him so much. He writes a lot and it's very detailed. Definitely, this is the article to read if there's any article out there that you should read, or a blog, whatever. It's by Tim Urban. I want to see if I can get him on the podcast. This dude is like brilliant for writing this. He wrote this on April 11th, 2018. But yeah, he talks about the yearning octopus. He goes over a lot of detail with psychology and philosophy, and dude, it is the shit. I still have much to learn about it because if I can show the video here, you can see the yearning octopus. It talks about morals, your passions, personal. Fuck, I'm trying to go through the tentacles. Okay, you see it? Now you see it. Now you don't. The yearning octopus is essentially 5 of its arms or tentacles, whatever you call it. And social, out of the 5, it's social, moral, whatever, practical, lifestyle, and personal. And within those tentacles, let's say social, that includes power, appreciation, approval, status, inclusion, respect, and fame. Like, dude, this dude does a really fantastic job at illustrating his thoughts in this blog, and I totally recommend this shit for anybody trying to figure out what they want to fucking do in their lives. I mean, this led me what I'm doing right now. A part of it, because I'm still learning. But the yearning octopus, it goes deep, man, because it talks about like you going in the basement, hypothetically, and digging deep in the darkness that you're afraid to dig deep on, which is essentially you self-reflecting on why you're doing the things you're doing. Understanding, okay, you want to be a lawyer. All right, cool. What makes you want to be a lawyer? Do you really want to be a lawyer? Have you ever seen what a lawyer does? Have you experienced it yourself? Were you able to see what it felt like? I forgot the fucking word. Did you get a job as an apprentice or whatever the other word is? I'm trying to find it. It's still fucking up in my head. Volunteering to see. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. I can't get it. But anyway, someone's like fucking yelling the shit. Sorry, I can't get it. It's not coming out. But that's what she said. I'm gonna have to think on that one. But anyway. If you wanted to be a lawyer, or if you want to be a lawyer, think about why you want to be a lawyer. Are you sure it's not because your mom or your dad said, I think you should be a lawyer? Or your uncle, or whoever you looked up to, somebody deep within your heart that you really value and respect, they've recommended that you go be a lawyer, right? My mom wanted me to be a cop. She also wanted me to do a couple things, but the one I remember the most is the cop thing. And I almost became a cop because of my wife. She wanted to be a cop herself. Long story short, I wanted to be the cop for her, basically, so that we can make a living off of that. I can go take this risky fucking job where a bunch of people are crying out Black Lives Matter and cops' lives don't matter. Whatever the fuck. I'm not saying that black lives don't matter, or I'm not trying to say that only black people are saying that cops don't matter, but people in general hate the police. And then the police also hate the community. Not all. They're not all on both sides, but there is stigma between both the community and the police. Every time you drive, you look behind you when you see a cop and you're like fucking nervous because you think they're going to pull you over because they're going to give you a fucking ticket, or maybe you're drinking or under the influence and they're going to get you. So you're scared as fuck. You're scared of the law. And then we're blaming these motherfuckers. We're calling them pigs because they're following the law. And they're now, there's two types of people as a police officer. There's the person who's the goody two-shoes, pretty much. Not really a goody two-shoes, but a person like me who is actually trying to do their job, and they also respect human beings, but they're also trying to do what's right, what they feel is right, right? That doesn't include meeting quotas or anything like that, giving out tickets just for the fuck of it. Like, I would never. This is why I couldn't be a good cop, because, or what is a good cop? Let me get deep into that, but we're not gonna do all that. Let's move on, because I'm getting too deep with this shit. Maybe I could do another episode of me wanting to be a cop and why I wanted to be a cop and all that. But ultimately, I wanted to be a cop since I was a baby. Not a baby, but when I was like fucking 9, when I saw my mom get abused and I saw things happen that I was like, oh, I want to be a cop so I could fucking, because I looked up to police officers. They were able to stop things. I used to watch Cops. I used to fucking love it. And my mom telling me she wanted me to be a cop was something I looked forward to, impressing her and making her feel awesome that her son, like, she's so proud of her son because he became a police officer. And then when I met my wife, same, you know, she didn't say you should be a cop, but she was really impressed when I said, oh, I could be a cop, you know, whatever. She turned her on, you know, all that shit. But here I am now. I'm not a cop. I did go as far as taking the test, and I passed the physical part. I didn't pass the questionnaire part, with reasons, because of my past experiences, I guess, and I was willing to share those past experiences, being honest and open, and they didn't approve of it, even with my letter, my heartfelt letter, because I deeply wanted to get into this. I wanted to be a police officer because my baby wasn't born yet, and I was trying to get a secure job. So, and a job that, again, after everything I just mentioned. So here I am today, not a police officer. Thankful I'm not a police officer, because that's not what I wanted. That's not what I really wanted. You know, I'm learning more about it. Even though I go to police districts or my job, and I do still inspire to go, like, oh, I wish I was a cop, man. That would have been, or a part of me is I don't know. There's something about police officers or police stations that I love it. There's something about it. So I'm thinking maybe there's something in my genetics. Maybe it's something in the past. Maybe I was something passed down to me, or in my DNA. It's in my DNA maybe, that I'm attracted to police stations for some reason, and police officers. I'm attracted to it. It's weird. Such a bizarre thing. I really wanted to be a police officer so I can be a detective. So that gives you a little bit more detail to why I wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to learn how to solve cases and shit and solve problems. Anyway, that went deep into a rant that most of you didn't give a fuck, or any of you gave a fuck about, maybe. Just sharing perspective, people, to pretty much make sure that what you're doing is what you actually want to do. It's a difficult process to understand, but like I said, read this fucking article here, or this blog, whatever it is called. It's called How to Pick a Career, parenthesis, that actually fits you, by Tim Urban, on the website waitbutwhy.com. The way I looked it up, a Google search was the yearning octopus, and it came up. So I totally recommend that article, and I hope that you gain anything from this episode or that blog, that article. And I just hope that, you know, you get your shit together pretty much and do the shit that you want to do, not what someone else wants to do. Another thing I wanted to mention real fast is this awareness book. I'm reading it still. It's a part of being aware. Obviously, it says awareness, but it's more deeper than that. It's about really disconnecting with yourself and your emotions and shit like that. Not really all I don't know. I can't explain it. You have to read it. But I'm still trying to read it so I can basically translate it in my English. Because I'm trying to take in what applies to me there's certain philosophies in there that I'm like, huh, that's an interesting fucking way of looking at it, and I want to like apply it to my life, and it makes sense, and I'm learning to apply it to my life. Like saying, instead of saying I am sad, I will look at it as not, I don't want to say it is sad because that was one of the options. It is sad. Like, I don't want to say it's sad. It's weird. It's like weird shit to say that, but I would rather say sadness is there right now. If I was to explain my feelings to someone, if I'm sad, I would tell my wife. If she asked me what's wrong, I'd be like, there's sadness there right now, and I have to process it. And then I'll explain to her why I'm sad or something, or why the sadness is there. So it's disconnecting yourself and learning how to take the me or the you out of you, or the whatever, and put it right here and be aware of it pretty much, and understand what me is or you is. You understand what that person inside of you is, inside your head. You get a deeper analytical approach to your life and yourself. It's weird, but I'm playing with this consciousness thing, and I'm also playing with the awareness, so that I can really get into the zone where I love to be. This is amazing to me, and it's like if I had a degree in psychology, it would be like right there where I would just be all over the place, fucking freaking out. Oh my God, this is why I'm doing this, and I just because I love that shit. I just don't want to go get a psychology degree or whatever, because that's too much work. Don't care. I'd rather just learn it from some other person like Sam Harris or anybody else that is a neuroscientist that can explain shit to me and help me process these thoughts and shit. Or whatever, just understand it myself. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to have to wrap this up because I've been on it for too long now. It's 11:17. I got to go pick up my wife. But I just want to thank you for listening to this episode. I think that's what I wanted to talk about. The other one I wanted to talk about, that meme, again, conclusion to that meme is definitely fucking think about, consider your options, because you don't want to waste your life away doing bullshit. I mean, or maybe you do, and then maybe you might be where I am and be happy as fuck. You never know. You never fucking know what happens with your life, man. But if you want to have a little bit more control of your life, the future, this is the time to start being aware of shit. The other thing I want to talk about in insecurities is it's a quote by Bruce Lee. Many people dedicate their lives to actualizing the concept of what they should be like rather than actualizing themselves. Most people live only for their image. Insecurities. I wrote that on from a meme. I just put insecurities from that post or whatever and shared it because that's how I looked at it. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that now. I just wanted to show that for maybe the next episode. If I don't get a guest, I'm going to just keep doing these solo podcasts because I enjoy it and I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to let other people stop me from doing what the fuck I want to do. Why is that yellow all of a sudden? Oh, maybe I got to cover that. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Oh, now it's changing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe, whatever, all that shit. All that good stuff that helps me put this video out there for other people to watch. What do you call it? For those of you listening, if you can share it, if you can review it on iTunes, if you can do anything, please. I really appreciate it. And hey, even let me know. You don't have to let me know that you did it, but because that could be on you, that you felt good, that you did something about like helping someone else out. But if you feel so in what is the word I'm looking for? If you feel like, oh hey, Will, just letting you know that I shared this, or I will know when you share it. I think if you're on my Instagram, follow my Instagram, William Knows Nothing. I post a lot of memes on there. I'm trying to be more funny instead of the serious philosopher. I'm trying to add comedy with my philosophy, so that I can work on that. That's my craft. And I'm also trying, and the things I share on my stories are basically other posts that I see that I either agree or disagree with. So you'll see quotes, of course, on my Instagram, and you'll see 10-minute videos of me sharing my thoughts on a topic. Of course, there's a lot of things I do on here. You'll see me meditating and doing random shit. But here's one post that I wrote myself. I like to write my own posts, but here's one of them. You cry for help, yet seek only attention for instant gratification. I wrote that. I write random shit, man. Whatever comes to mind, I just like write it and try to make it poetic, so to speak, because I love to be fucking creative, motherfuckers. So follow my Instagram account, William Knows Nothing. You can follow my Twitter, William Knows Not, because you'll get this shit on there too. Because I share it on there. I share whatever I post on Instagram, on Twitter, pretty much. I am not really active, like on there to tweet, but I do share my posts on Instagram. And Facebook, I'm not on Facebook anymore like I used to be. I really took myself away from it. Like I barely get on it now, here and there. But if you want to get on, if you have Facebook only, I have a Facebook account for William Knows Nothing. You can just look that up and like the page. I only have like 2 or 3 likes because I wanted to organically grow my audience from Facebook. And yeah, it's not working out. I don't know how to do shit. I suck at this marketing thing, man. I'm still learning how to organically grow my audience on this podcast. I'm still learning about a lot of shit. But essentially, it's like it would be nice to get paid to do all this shit, but that's not my goal right now. My goal is to keep doing this because I love it and eventually figure out a way to grow my audience so that maybe one day I'm able to make a living off of this. If I'm worthy enough to make a living off of this. If people enjoy this enough, that is. But with that being said, I got to get good. I got to get better. I got to improve. I got to whatever I got to do so that people can whatever. I'm not going to talk too much anymore because I'm losing my fucking throat here. So value life, value time. Is it stupid for me to say this at the end? Because it's like I'm being insecure right now. That's insecurity showing. Because I wanted to say, I've been thinking at the end I say William Knows Nothing. It's just because why I say that, just for you guys know. I say that to remind myself to stay humble. Everything that I just said may or may not be something that is true. I'm just making sure that anything I say, it doesn't make you believe in it 100%. It just makes you question it. I want you to question what I say. I don't want you to believe everything I say. Don't get lazy with allowing me to share my brain, and then you have to believe everything I say. And you have to find reason with things and understand it the way you understand it. And if you really want to understand what the fuck I'm saying and you want to reach out to me, go ahead and reach out to me. I'm more than willing to answer questions because I got time. For the most part, because I got kids and a family, but that's besides the point. All right. I'm more than willing to help anybody. I love it personally. I love helping, and this is why I'm doing this. So, whatever. Value life, value time. I am William, and I absolutely knew nothing. Peace.